What do you think happens to someone when they shut up and they don't speak to people? If you were to silence your thoughts for just a moment, I mean, stop like looking and judge and like you're throwing your arrows. If you were to shut up for a minute and think, wait, if I was to shut up and move away from all humans for, let's say, 1,050 days, like I have, and if I didn't use my phone, if I didn't watch news, if I didn't watch TV, what would happen to me? I would happen to you. This is what happens when you shut up. I've written books about becoming silent and how I became silent. So I'm not going to rehash anything, but I am silent. And in my silence, those who channel humans, who come through humans, were looking for a receptacle to give the most important book of all time in our time. This is a book that is going to trump this book. This book was given to me in Puyallup, Washington, after I first met God visiting Yachats, Oregon. I met God. I had no church, I had no religion. I met God. And I have been on the path of complete silence, in complete surrender, an open receiver with nothing ever going on. And in that process, beginning September 14th, the bridge has come through me. The bridge is the most powerful document that we will receive in our lifetime. It is currently 784 pages. It will be multiple volumes. I have had to live out the experiences that the bridge writes about in order to tell you what it means and how it helps and why. This is information that has never been thought of. It's never been said. No one has any idea about it. I tried hard to get a hold of Neil Donald Walsh, who wrote Conversations with God, because he mapped out the beautiful world we get to live in. And I believe it was book 2. I listened to it. It was wonderful with Ed Asner and Ellen Bernstein. It was so good. They played God's part. So I took it one step further with what I've received. It explains not only how we got so off track centuries ago, we have become, it's not even real. It's like when you know the truth, it's like, I look at you guys and it doesn't hurt me because I don't care, but I can't care. It's like I'm not human. Okay, I don't want to cry, but I guess I do. I have no choice. I'm going to be crying with everything that I do moving forward. I am still in my body, but I am not human. So there. So I know that's a little bit to swallow, but there's no other way to get your attention. I have been silent for over 1,050 days. I don't have friends. I don't have partners. I don't have animals. In my current week, I am cat sitting 2 boy cats around the corner because their owner is in the hospital in Sacramento. And they were for me to learn more lessons. I get to spend time with brothers, family, who were not separated at birth. They got to stay together. If they were put with other sibs that weren't blood, they'd be sibs. I digress. I was to collaborate with Neil Donald Walsh for this book, The Bridge, because most of it had come through me when I tried reaching out to him in many different ways. But here's the difference with Neil Donald Walsh and every other published author and this one. I have 2 books on Amazon. You do not see me promoting them at all. Because when you're an author and you're a channel and you're receiving, if you're silent, and this is my job because I work directly for God, I'm getting messages and downloads from God because there are a few translations of him, of us, all the collective of what we agreed to, that were written. And they were a document done a long time ago, and they've been rewritten a few times and translated a few ways, and they're all interpretation. And then you hear it from the guy up front through his lens. So God is done looking at what we've done, because if that Bible is something you hold on to dear and you swear by and you're waiting for Jesus, God wants to know, how's that working for you? How's it working? How's the country looking? So anyway, you can stay with that, or you can listen to what I have to say. I'm going to be making a video in the next week with Maria Elena Mexia, somebody who introduced me to God in Yachats, Oregon in December of 2021. Was that it, Maria Elena? It's all written. It's all written. I'm not going to even try to go to dates. She brought God to me and said to me, and listen to this, because you use this word. The reason I knew it was God was because my life at that time was overwhelmed. I remember standing in my dining room and looking. I was leaving, but my stuff was just everywhere, and I had paint, and it was just, my life was a shambles, and it was just, I'm not going to cry, overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed. And so right away, Maria Elena, as God says, Cari, there's a word you need to stop using. And I'm not going to try and sound like her. And I'm like, okay, overwhelmed. And I'm like, how would any, because it was an internal word. It wasn't out. It was never out, actually. And after, I mean, that was like, okay, bought, sold. It was like, nobody could know that. But it was like immediately replace it with opportunity. How you think about everything is what creates your reality. So I've been silent, I've shut up, and in my silence, my books came out. But then I was pulled aside to write the bridge because it could have been Neil Donald Walsh, but he's busy being a published author and marrying people and being out there. People love to be out in public and go on podcasts and have everybody know everything about what they've done so they can sell copies and have best-selling author. You strategize to have everything sell, like drop it at once, have everybody buy, that way by you get so many people to buy it, you get a best-selling author. It's all freaking spin. It's all spin. The whole world has become spin. So Maria Elena Mexia and I met in October of 2020. We shared a screen, 17 of us on Zoom. And I saw her and I was like, holy cow, this woman's on another planet for me. I was so green and vanilla. I knew nothing about the other side, spirituality, nothing. And there this woman was, and I like, wow, I just like was blown away. Fast forward, we do videos together. I meet God, and now I've been pulled through my path of silence, and I have written, no, I will never say that. I have received the bridge. I could not have made this stuff up, you guys. That's what's so wild. When you read it, you're going to be like, yeah, she couldn't come up with that. It's like, it makes total sense, but I couldn't have come up with it. On September 14th, I started posting TikTok videos from the mountain. I had to go 13 miles away to the mountain, and I was told make TikTok videos, and I opened my mouth and stuff came out, and I'm like, I was never have thought of that. I would have never made a video about it. But that's what happens when you shut up and when you get away from the people who are telling you all these things that you're limited, because you're not. I might leak the chapter that came through yesterday because it's just magnificence. It's just one chapter, and each one of these chapters gives you more and more reasons to stop living the way you've been taught, because it's not working. It's not working. For the love of God, if you're waiting for Jesus to come back, you're going to be part of the thinning of the herd, guys. All of you are. I don't know the disasters we're going to have, but they're coming. And those of you who can't latch on to this are gone. It's not like, oh my God, we're going to have funerals, they're going to die. No, none of this is real. We are not our bodies. This is just the vessel I get to stay in. I don't take any medication anymore. I cold turkeyed everything. It's in my first book. I work for God, and my vessel is immaculate, and I am told where to go and when to go. And I was sent to Vegas for the most profound lessons I've ever had. And I just made a video about it, so I'm not going to rehash it. But it's like, he proved to me, dang it, I don't want to cry. It's like that even in the most dire circumstance to where there's no way in hell it can work out, that he's got me, that I can literally pull out in front of a train and I will fly. I'm not stupid. I will never do anything stupid, but it was so many instances that had to occur for me to have that trust fall to where like, okay, you've sold me. I will never question you again. So I have been in full surrender for years, silent and away from humans for 1,050 plus days. I'm not counting. I had to count one day and I've just been carrying months. I don't know how long. I don't care. I love being alone. I can't be around you because you can't know what I know. You don't want to fight to be big, and you don't want to fight to be what that thing inside of you is crying for you to be, because that's what I'm telling you to be. Everything about the world is wrong, and there's no way I could do it in one video. I've done so many. The chicken or the egg video on my YouTube channel, I highly recommend you watch that. That explains men and women and babies and how we are wrong. It's just one of the smallest little compartments. Compose yourself, Cari. I've become a crybaby ever since I've been channeling. It's like I did a video series with this woman once who's a total channel, and she was constantly crying. She didn't wear, yeah, she did put makeup on, I think, when we did videos, but she would cry. She would cry. It's like your vessel's open, and so you're receiving new information at all times. And my first automatic writing, I was typing about 150 words a minute, which, oh, I don't do that, without one error. And I'm reading it on my computer as I'm typing it. And I'm reading things that were like shocking to me. So I cried the whole time. And then I had to read it to my husband at the time because it was about him, letting him off the hook for his behavior, because he had to do what he had to do for me to get pulled away. There are no errors, you guys. So the reason for this video is to tell you, stay tuned for the next video. I'm reintroducing Maria Elena Mexia. Her information is going to be in the information here. I've got a page with 4 videos I did with this amazing soul. She reminds me so much of me because she came in kicking and screaming from her world as an opera singer and director. But she was shown, no, you got to take this path. When you are called and you listen, it's magnificent. Many of you are called, but your family tells you can't do things, so you're torn. You want to kill yourself. You want to do things. I'm telling you, you've got to read these books. Mine is The Bridge, and Maria Elena right now can't do a video with me right now because her calling is writing right now. So I've asked her to send me a little video just introducing her and what her book is about. And I will put it right here.
Hello, this is Marilena Mexia, and I want to share with you that I'm writing a book, not an ordinary book. It is a living conversation with the archangels, a bridge between the earthly and the divine, a gateway to the wisdom of self-healing, a reflection of what has always been within you, and yet you have resisted seeing and bringing it to light. It is a journey of self-discovery through healing, a path to remembering your divinity. It is a guide that transcends time and space, leading you to a profound encounter with your own light. Through each page, an archangel is going to speak to you. Their words resonate deep within your being, awakening memories, dissolving veils, and guiding you toward the truth of your existence. They reveal forgotten secrets about you, about Earth, about the universe, about your origin. They show you paths of transformation and help you remembering who you really are. Divine essence. As you move forward, you will feel how each word heals, how its message elevates your frequency, how the energy of the divine flows through you, allowing you to reconnect with your purest and most eternal essence. This is not just a book to read. It is an inner journey, an experience that touches the soul and awakens your awareness to the greatness of who you really are. See you. Thank you.
You're going to meet her next week. You need to listen to her. Watch the videos with her, because she went from someone who started dabbling in Reiki to where she's a quantum shaman in Quito, Ecuador, who worked with clients and healed people. I sent many clients to her, and one went all the way to her, and I found out why. It's not because she's in Quito, Ecuador, because you do it on Zoom. It's because when you meet with me or Maria Elena Mexia, you're going to uncover something about you that will change your life. And you're not ready. Most of you don't, you know what you're not happy with, but you're comfortable in it, so you want to stay there. And so I've sent so many people to her. And when they went to knock on the door, when the Zoom call was scheduled, they chickened out. It's because they aren't ready to expose their greatness. People like to stay small because that's what we've been told we are. But we're not. We are so magnificent, and we cram everything we can into the skin bag when the baby is born, but everything else surrounds the skin bag. That spirit is that dome, that aura. You hear about aura? It's that energy around the body that, within my circumstance, the middleman, Cari, the human with issues, doesn't exist. This woman can't have issues. She can't be angry. The only emotion I have, and you'll hear me use it all the time, if something feels icky, go the other way. That was what Vegas was. It was like Vegas was an icky puddle, but I had to stay there for a month to learn many, many lessons. And that's all coming out. It's all in the bridge. I'm almost done. We're at 784 pages. It's going to be 1,000, multiple volumes. I got some notes about what the volumes are going to be broken down to, but I don't know. And all this is where we went wrong, how we made the wrong turn. What we've created is reality based on that. Marriage, family, illness, attorneys, police needed, rules, law, war, all of that is because we went the wrong way. So I'm not even, it's on the bridge. So I'm going to untangle that. It's magical. I couldn't have done this. Oh my God. Well, let's just say I did it. Yeah. All right. I did it. It's all me. You'd never buy that either. It's too magnificent for a human to come up with. There's no way I could have known this. And something I told Maria Elena today that separates humans who are on the path to their ultimate potential, who know they have to walk away from their loved ones, because not one person that I'm related to or have been related to have 1 ounce of interest in what one like little secret about the book might be about. Others are clamoring. But that's why family, they're not supposed to be there for you guys. You're supposed to walk away. And boy, have I proven that with everything. And it feels, when you no longer have yourself plugged into all of those places that have sucked you dry, when you actually say, you know what, and I just see a retractable vacuum cord that you run away from because it's going to hit me in the eyes and flies through the house. I see, like, I pulled all of mine in all at once, and I'm plugged into no one. And in doing so, my channel opened, and now God dumps information into me through this body, because God's yelling at you, but you're not listening. You go to church, that's not being with God. You're not supposed to go to church. You don't gather around with your friends and gossip on Sunday. You go to the mountains by yourself. You don't take your phone. That's your connection with God. You're doing it wrong. You know you're doing everything wrong. It'll all be in the bridge. And the other book you must read is Maria Elena Mexia's. And what we're going to talk about in our video that we do together is the world of publishing, and how unethical and how unbelievable it is, and how we have 2 books that are direct from God that you get to translate. It's not coming through centuries and languages and centuries of translation. It came from the sky through me. And Maria Elena had to not be with me today because this guy was calling and she had to shut up and sit down in her beautiful writing space and write. We're both publishing the most magnificent books this planet is about to receive, and I'm not touching publishing ever again. I'm not, it's so unethical. Amazon Smart, Melissa Keenan, oh my God, the things that are going on out there because they get away with it. And that's what we become. And you know it because you're getting the phone calls all the time. The bridge, just follow my website, follow my YouTube channel. I was on TikTok, but somebody told me Donald turned it off. I don't know. I don't know how this world works. If people are making money for being pretty, I would turn them off too. Honestly, anybody who makes money for doing nothing, for accomplishing nothing, I hope they all get beat with an ugly stick. I met a few young people who live that way. And you know what those people can't do? They can't walk into a room and be social. They will never live up to what they created. So we've got a whole new level of shit going on out there, guys. I'm Cari Palmer. I'm going to be traveling the world in front of you, but I'm not hanging out with you. I will design my space exactly as I need it because my energy is my only currency and I work for God. And you being in my space, if you get to be with me and hear from me, your world will never be the same. So remember that. It's like seeing Maria Elena Mexia. If you follow through on an appointment with her, you might have your affairs in order because you're not going back to your old lifestyle. Nothing is going to remain as it is. The planet is crumbling. It's falling apart. We've been waiting for this. I've had to be pulled through this. I see this wormhole, like Finding Nemo, like I was pulled through this wormhole to get to this space to receive this information. So that's it for now. But you're going to get a video from me and Maria Elena Mexia next week. Watch the videos with her. Get to know this woman because you're going to get to know this woman. You're going to get to know both of us because we have been chosen. We have been brought together in October of 2020. And she got to watch me go from it was just that girl in the corner, like, oh my God, what is this? To her counterpart in crime. We are going to change the world. Women, well, we know women are going to do that. Oh, thank you for listening and stay tuned. It's going to be big.